Tariq Rahman also emphasized about zero tolerance for political retaliation. After a decade of tension, what concrete steps are needed to actually depoliticize state institutions like the police and judiciary to win back the public trust?
Yeah, that is, I think, very important, because one of the major criticism for by the opposition, the current opposition, for the BNP as a party, that there are a lot of kind of like what we call local level extortion by kind of grassroots people of the party. So and BNP had actually expelled a lot of people for this extortion and other things in last 15 months, and it was told when they were actually questioned, so it was said that like they don't have control on the police, that's why they can only just kind of expel those people,
the party
members, but they can't actually do any legal action on them. But now they are in power, so people will actually expect that there will be stern action, very strict action against the people, party people, who are actually accused of such wrongdoings at local level. So and for that you need administration and police to work independently. So unless the local administration and the law enforcing agencies have a very independent, strict, impartial role in tackling the local level law and order situation, like I think there is a risk of the government being unpopular very soon. So I think BNP leadership should realize that this is a very important thing, and they have to act upon on this particular thing.
Talking about the opposition, Jamaat Islami and its allies has 77 seats, quadrupling its presence. Dr. Shafiqur Rahman has been praised for its political sportsmanship in accepting the results. How do you see this new, larger Jamaat acting in parliament? And will there be a constructive partner or a red line watchdog?
For a democracy to actually work, you need a kind of sensible and responsible opposition. And it really doesn't matter whether you have a kind of 70 or 80% or a 120 or 130%. I think like people expect a lot of things from the government, and also people expect a lot of responsible behavior from the opposition. And of course they expect opposition to criticize the government, even kind of like have a very sometimes aggressive role in parliament if required, but it cannot, the opposition cannot be only kind of opposed for the sake of opposing. So I think so far in last 48 hours we have seen generally very positive response from all the opposition leaders, including Jamaat and also NCP, and we have heard that both of the leaders have said that or their kind of leaders have said that there will be shadow cabinet, like we know that in some of the developed democracy like UK and other countries, the opposition actually maintains a shadow cabinet,
right.
And that is a very good thing. So if they continue doing that kind of thing, the constructive engagement, I think this is a good thing for the democracy. But I think also at the same time it is also government, because like the next government or BNP will have a very significant majority, over 200 MPs. So they also need to, or the speaker and other senior members also need to allow voice for the opposition. Like it should not be the issue that, well, you have only 70 member, like 1/3 or less than 1/3, so you should always get 1/3 of the time. So I think it is both sides. So government leadership or the parliament leadership or a speaker and other important people should also let opposition speak, because unless opposition gets enough talking time in parliament, they will actually try to create lot of kind of noises outside the parliament, and we have seen in last 20-25 years that doesn't actually that actually creates lot of disturbance in the economy and all other things. So I hope both opposition and the government will be acting very responsibly, and they will help each other, criticize each other, no doubt, but they can jointly take the journey to democracy or parliamentary democracy forward.
Finally, regarding the Bangladesh First policy, how will this new administration balance massive existing projects like the BRI with China or the demand for Sheikh Hasina's return from India while maintaining stable diplomatic ties?
Yeah, that probably will be probably another difficult or very critical, sensitive thing for the next government. Of course, a lot of things will depend on who the foreign minister will be, but at the end of the day, it needs to be kind of led by the prime minister. So, as you have mentioned, that Bangladesh is at a very sensitive kind of geopolitical kind of position, that at one end we have a big issue with India, particularly with regard to Sheikh Hasina. At the same time, we know so far Bangladesh, after the July movement or the new government, Dr. Yunus's government, so far USA has been more or less quite supportive to Bangladesh, and we also just recently had another kind of trade deal with USA, but USA also doesn't want Bangladesh to be very closely economically associated with China. And also India also doesn't want that. And also we know that there are some tensions in the recent time between India and USA as well. We know that there has been tension between India and China. So there are kind of three big almost superpowers having different type of changing dynamism, changing relationship. And Bangladesh need to actually juggle its kind of relationship with all three. But Bangladesh so far has been heavily reliant on a lot of the Chinese funds for the big infrastructure projects. We may not see that many investment in the very near future, though we have seen the past government or the kind of outgoing interim government going for the Tista barrage program, and that is the kind of big investment thing. I'm not sure whether this new government will actually pursue with that, and also the BRI thing. So that probably we need to understand a little bit more about its kind of position on China, because Bangladesh, the new government will also have it in mind that US might be a little bit kind of not very warm on this kind of coziness with China. And also there is this issue about India, because we all know there is a huge anti-India sentiment, particularly because of Sheikh Hasina's role, because we all know that for last 1 decade India has been kind of giving its kind of complete support for Sheikh Hasina to remain in power unelected, and also after the July revolution, Sheikh Hasina fled to India, and India is not giving her back. And we all know Sharif Osman Hadi, he was killed, and the killer actually also fled to India, and India is not actually cooperating with Bangladesh government.
He's alleged.
Yes. So far we all know that he has actually fled to India, but India officially has not been support or cooperating with Bangladesh police or legal authority. So there are a lot of these kind of very emotional, sensitive issues that the new government needs to work on. So unless there are some kind of serious commitment shown by the Indian administration, I am not so sure whether the people of Bangladesh will be very, very keen on having a very good relation. Of course, we have to have a working relationship with India, no doubt.
A diplomatic relationship.
Diplomatic, but very warm relationship with India, unless Sheikh Hasina issue and Sharif Osman Hadi issue are actually addressed properly. So that remains to be seen in the coming days.
Well, let's look at the global stage. The Prime Minister of India, Modi, was the first to call, followed by the US, UK, China, and Pakistan. It seems that the world is ready for a reset. So, with Modi reaching out early and China doubling down on the Belt and Road, the big players are already at the road. How does the new government balance India's security concerns with China's infrastructure billions without losing its Bangladesh first focus?
Yeah, like you said, I think this is a kind of diplomatic kind of protocol that, like once a politician gets elected, wins an election, some of the kind of the other countries who are close with that country, like geographically close with the country, have to call. I think it's very normal for Mr. Modi to call, or the Chinese leadership and other like US leadership to call. So, but I don't actually take too much on it, but I think a lot of the things will actually depend how the new government wants to balance between the three big superpowers that I have mentioned. So there are economic issues. Like I said, Bangladesh has been reliant on China for a lot of the funding in infrastructure projects. At the same time, Bangladesh also needs to work closely with USA because of the trade thing. USA still is one of the largest trading partner for Bangladesh, and also like there is still huge amount of influence of USA for a lot of the international issues, including democracy, bilateral type of like relationship with even Europe. So, and also India is a much more kind of security and other issues that Bangladesh government, any government, whoever is in Bangladesh, needs to be concerned about. So there are issues about even cross-border terrorism, like we have seen, particularly with regard to Sharif Osman Hadi. Like it is very evident that the planning was done from the Indian soil. Someone killed Mr. Hadi and they fled to India. So these are kind of security issues. These are national security issues. So those will be, of course, at the kind of thing that the next government must be kind of like concerned about. So it all depends on how the new government actually tries to balance all these things.
So Tariq Rahman has called for the revival of the SARC. Given the warm reception from Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Nepal, do you think Bangladesh is now in position to lead a new era of South Asian economic integration, moving past the old bilateral tensions?
SARC actually was formed at the time when the new Prime Minister's father, Mr. Jia, was in power in between, I think, to 2017, so like 1975 to 1981. So SARC was actually started working there. So I think there is a emotional relationship of SARC and BNP. So I'm pretty sure Tariq Jia would like to have SARC or the idea of SARC to be revived, but I'm not at all very optimistic that India will actually try or actually will allow SARC to be revived, because India normally for last few years we have seen India moving away from SARC and to kind of other things like BRICS and other things that actually excluded Pakistan. So if you want SARC, you need to actually include Pakistan, and India is not very comfortable on that. So I think like the new government would probably prefer that, but I don't think SARC will become revived anytime soon, mainly because of Indian objection.
Fahim, it's been a pleasure unboxing these shifts from you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, that's all for today's episode. One thing is certain, the eyes of the world are back on us. And this show was powered by Shakder Mode. I'm Salim Kadir. Thanks for watching. Until then, see you soon. Thank you very much.
She